on my Instagram, my YouTube, my TikTok, my Snapchat, my Facebook, and I have 3 TikToks, 4 Instagrams, 1 Facebook, well, actually 2 Facebooks, 1 Snapchat, 2 YouTubes. So I have so on each of the platforms, I have like 1 or 2 or 3 of everything. So I took the time to go through and gather, there's so many, but I gathered the most popular 5, okay? And I wanted to go over that with you really, really quickly. And just so you know, I'm going to tell you things that are going to help out women from the ages 20 to 45. Now, if you are a man, you can definitely benefit from my videos as well, but a lot of the examples and things I'm going to reference are going to be from a woman's perspective because I'm a woman. So if you're trying to learn more about how women think when it comes to life, mindfulness, working out, what we deal with, if you want to learn more about women, this is a fantastic channel and video to tune into. And some of the things like workouts and things like that, eating habits and things like that can benefit any human being, obviously, but this is really for the woman that is transitioning from the 20s to the 30s. It's for the woman that is confused on how to be in this body that used to be able to have a fast metabolism, didn't have to worry about hormones, didn't have to worry about having a young family, didn't have to worry about taking care of an older, parent or grandparent and taking care of a young kid at the same time, right? There's just a lot that closes in on women transitioning from the 20s into the 30s and then heading into the 40s that I don't feel like it's talked about enough. And I don't think that there's enough grace for that time period. You're kind of just expected to figure it out. And if you do not have wise counsel, if you do not have like an older auntie or, a grandmother that's still alive and all there to be able to give you amazing advice, or just kind of like that good old mentorship, I feel that that's like really lacking in society these days. Not in everyone's case, but in most people's cases, I just feel like this time period, there's just not a lot of discussion around it. And I'm always like, I wish there was a class on how to teach women, almost like there's like puberty, right? Like everybody knows about puberty. Everybody knows about from going from 18 to going into the 20s, right? Like it's like you're a teenager and you're going into being an adult. But in the 20s to 30s, there's actually a lot that women go through that I almost feel like should be a class, or like there should be a lot of discussion around it. So let me just jump into it, and I hope that I will answer a lot of your questions. Anything that you're confused on, anything that you want to know more about, definitely comment down below. Definitely like the video if you're vibing with what I'm talking about, just so I know, so that way I can give you more of this kind of content that's really going to help you out. Okay, so there's so many questions, but I'm just going to pick the most popular. So how can I improve my focus and concentration? So this has a lot to do with health, fitness, and mindfulness, right? So in order to, okay, this day and age, your focus, like your ability to focus, is more expensive than a handbag, right? Because, or, anything that's a designer brand, or damn near a house, because they've figured out, right? Marketing, these big networks, they figured out how to hook us into social media, hook us into all this consumption of information that you have to go out of your way to stay focused now. So what I do is I'm very serious about this. This is the only way I've even been able to be more consistent with this channel. I had the same problem. That's why I was barely posting on YouTube. So I only look at social media for fun, 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the middle of the afternoon, and 5 minutes in the evening. That's it. I literally put a timer on. I literally will go and put for 5 minutes. I don't care if I'm in the middle of a funny video. Once the timer goes off, I close the app. I also tried doing the thing where like Instagram even has a timer on it, and you can set it to where Instagram will just close out, or it won't let you go back in for a while. That wasn't working for me because I also use Instagram for business. So I have literally conditioned myself and made it a habit to only look at Instagram for 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at lunchtime, 5 minutes in the evening, for pleasure, for fun, just to laugh, just to catch up on funny messages, just to send people stuff, just to send cooking stuff to my mom, and then I'm off. So if you do not have the power to do that, you got to get in touch with it. This is my personal advice. Read the book, The Power of Habit. The Power of Habit will tap you into a lot of different tactics, but one thing that I learned from the book that I thought was really, really, really important, and it's going to be counterintuitive, right? Because most people are like, you need to do a social media cleanse. You do not need to do a social media cleanse. Because this is the thing. Every generation had their version of what social media is today. So when I was younger, it was like video games, right? Video games were a thing. And then the older generation was like, you need to get out those video games and da, 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 da. And then before that, it was like the record player. And then that older generation before that was like, you're always listening to that record player. And the thing is, every single generation, like, we're going to keep advancing. So you can't just, like, if you have a business online, if you are a marketer, if whatever, you're not going to be able to do a social media cleanse for a month and then be able to jump back in and then learn how to balance life. When you're like, you keep having to do these month at a time social media cleanses. So what you need to do is actually learn how to make social media work for you. You need to be disciplined and not be on it as long, because it's good. It's here to stay. If you use it for business, if you use it to connect with family, if you use it to, learn, like, let's be honest, there's a ton of really fire information. Like, you learn new countries to travel to. You learn, like, I'm not going to go into, you guys know what I'm talking about. So learn how to time yourself with it. Okay. So that way you have more time to start a business, learn how to start a business, start an investing account, create social media to draw more people in to your product, right? So like learning how your strategy, whatever you're doing, you'll have more time to be creative, to research what kind of workouts are going to work best for your body. You're going to have more time to go on a walk with your family, like burn count, whatever it is. So it comes back to social media. Like, when I really, really talk to people, their head is in their phone and they're like, I don't have time. And then they literally are scrolling as they're like saying this. And it's like, there is a huge issue with human beings being so addicted to it now, but it's like also a part of our society. Like, there's whole businesses ran on Instagram. Like, so just figure out what works best. So that's, for me, the reason why I was able to write my ebook, the reason why I was able to be more consistent with my YouTube and building a business on YouTube and motivating, inspiring women all over the world, which is my goals and aspirations. I got off of social media for fun less, right? I'm on there for fun way less. Okay. So that's what you're going to have to do. You got to check into that. So the next question that I get a lot is, well, I mean, there's so many. Okay, how can I deal with cravings and emotional eating? Cravings and emotional eating. Number one, you have to figure out, really look at your pattern. So for the next month, I want you to look at your pattern. When you all of a sudden want a donut, or you all of a sudden are going over to Uber Eats to order fettuccine right to your door, if you are immediately walking in the food court to the pizza section, try to remember what was going on right before that triggered you to do it. Don't change anything. Don't change one thing. Just go on about your normal activity for 30 days. I want you to document in your notes section on your phone when you start to get triggered. Okay, so this is why I'm saying this. I'm going to tell you this example, what worked for me, what I started realizing, and it's going to work for you. And this is how I was able to stop it. So you'll be able to stop it too. So I was obsessed with donuts, like so bad to the point where one time I ate 5 donuts in the matter of like 11 minutes. And it was in front of my mom. And she was like, I think you actually do have a problem. Because I would joke and be like, oh my gosh, like, I think I have a problem, huh? And then my mom saw me literally slaughter off 5 donuts, and she just was like staring at me doing that, and she was like, I think you actually do have a problem. And like the way she said it was like, it wasn't funny. Like it was like, oh, there's like an issue here. So I noticed that I was like, when am I doing, like I really had to reflect and figure out, okay, when am I getting triggered to just literally go out of my way and go order a bunch of donuts and smack them off. It was when I was starting to kind of almost get to the level of anxiety being a caregiver for my grandmother, because it's just a lot of work. I'm not going to go into the details of that, because my point is to help you get over your emotional eating. So just know I was emotionally eating when I was taking care of my grandmother. So I had to realize when I was getting to my max, I was ready to order a donut. And what did I want from the donut? Relief. I wanted peace. I wanted to feel happy because, I wanted to feel sweet because, and then you feel sweet because you eat sweet food. Like there's so many reasons, but I was looking for a feeling that the donut was giving me. So once I started to notice that, I was like, oh, I actually don't need the donut to still have the feeling. I can tap into relief. I can tap into peace. I can tap into happiness. I can tap into thankfulness. I can tap into gratitude and delete the donut. Okay. So then I started to notice once I was starting to feel stressed, I would go to yoga. That's when I started getting into my yoga journey. Hi. That's when I got into my yoga journey. And I've been doing yoga off and on for a long time, but I actually started going consistently, and you can see it on my Instagram or on my YouTube. If you go to my playlist, you'll see yoga and you'll see me. It's just like me just showing my journey with like going to the class. There's a lot that I actually need to continue to post. And so I started to slowly need the donut. I didn't need the donut as much. I just would get the relief from pushing myself in yoga. So you have to figure out what that is for you. But first and foremost, for an entire month, for 30 days, don't change anything. Don't eat anything different. If you eat bad, eat how you eat. For 30 days, I want you to consciously, actively write down, okay, I'm wanting to eat this pasta right now, and my boss just yelled at me. Okay, next day. Oh, I'm wanting to eat this pasta right now because I just got this weird notification that there's an issue with my bank. Okay, next day. Oh, wow. I'm wanting to all of a sudden eat bad because I'm in a fight with in my relationship. Like, just document down when you're all of a sudden, like when you're having the craving and what happened right before that, what happened in your day. And then you can look back and start to do an entire analysis. Okay, like what can I do here? All right. So then you come up with solutions, and you look at the point of analyzing that is to then discover what feeling am I searching for? Is it peace? Is it relief? Is it gratitude? Is it feeling accomplished? Is it feeling like, even I learned that when people bite their nails, it's the feeling of accomplishment. Like it's almost like for some people, it's like they feel accomplished when they like bit all 5 of them. It's like, oh, I gotta go to the next one. I gotta go to the next one. So that's what I want you to do with that one. Okay. So I'm going to go to the next question. That's one of the most popular questions that people ask me on all my social media platforms. That's what I'm doing right now on the live, if you're just joining the live right now. So it says, how can I stay motivated on my weight loss journey? How can I stay motivated on my weight loss journey? The only way to stay motivated is it has to be intrinsic. People are very misunderstood about this. They think that it has to be extrinsic. They think that it has to be, oh, I got to go to Instagram and watch Sienna. I got to go to Instagram and watch a YouTube inspirational video. I got to go to YouTube. I got to go buy another book. I got to go, I have to put it on my calendar. It has to be on the inside. You have to have such a deep level of why that it literally propels you to do it. Because there's going to be times where that YouTube that you're used to watching me say I don't post, or maybe you're like, Sienna's boring today. Like whatever you're using to motivate yourself, if it's external, it's going to have an expiration time period. So for me, it's nothing external that gets me, like right now I'm going to the gym. Like literally right now I'm sitting in front of the gym. And what got me right here, it has nothing to do with the internet. It has nothing to do with wanting to look good for a guy. It has nothing to do. It's literally reasons that I have going on the inside of myself. So I'll tell you, there's a few of them, but I'll tell you one of them. And this is a really, really weird one, kind of, but it gets me out of the bed. And I've been researching a lot about, in the last 5 to 7 years, I've been making it a point to really research about slavery and really, really, really diving deep into Black history and what Black people have gone through. And I also have a lot of history on my Punjabi side with genocides and things that have gone on my Punjabi side. Those stories are so impactful that I'm like, how dare I even complain about being tired when my ancestors were doing X, Y, and Z? So that's one of them for me, because I've been doing such consistent research that it's like, I literally think of my ancestors. Like, it's a privilege to be tired and fatigued and sore and still get to go to the gym on my own leisure, on my time, in my comfy car in LA in the sun. Young, healthy, free. Like, this is a blessed, I am blessed. I am abundant, right? I'm rich just because of that. So y'all, I don't have, I don't want to bore you guys with my reasons, because they're my reasons and they're not necessarily going to be your reasons, but you have to dig into what your particular why is. And that's going to get you to do things. It's going to push you forward when you're just like, I just don't feel like doing it. Okay. If you can grow the muscle of doing things when your body doesn't feel like it, or your brain is like, like even this live, I was like, oh, I don't want to really go on live today. I'm just going to get my workout in and get it in and get it out. And I was like, so this is what you do. This is another tactic. When you are wanting to motivate yourself to work out and you're like, oh, I want to go work out today. And then the next thought is, but well, maybe I'll do it later. The second you start backtracking, that should trigger you to just be like, I'm going to do it anyway. Like, you may be thinking about all the reasons why you're not going to do it. And you literally, as the thoughts are going on in your head, you're still walking to the car and getting in the car and moving forward onto the gym. Like, you literally have to be in control of this human shell, like of your body. Your soul's purpose is in your body. I don't know what you believe, but this shell that we are living in, this God-given beautiful vehicle of a human shell that we are living in, you have control over it. The aches and the pains and the stresses and the worries are things that can actually be mentally controlled if you decide to get in front of it. Okay? If you decide to calm the mind, because they're just thoughts. So, oh, well, I'll do it later. Oh, I don't really feel like doing. Oh, what's the point anyway? Oh, we're all going to die anyway. That's what I hear a lot too. We're going to die anyway. All those things going on in your head, they're just thought bubbles. They're just thought bubbles. So the real awareness and consciousness has control over the thought bubble. So you can still do what you got to do. I'm going to answer. I saw some questions come through. Hi, Sienna. I have a problem where I can't stop myself from eating when I try and fast. I usually go for 72 hours. But I can't go past 20 hours. Sometimes I might just eat right when I wake up. You have given some great advice so far, like motivation to work out and documenting. Okay, so you can't stop yourself from eating. I've actually gone through that too. It's basically like a form of binging, and there's something that you're filling. Like, there's something that you are trying to fill inside of you. So we're thinking, oh, maybe it's a craving, or maybe but there's something that you're seeking to feel. And you gotta really sit down and quiet your mind, quiet yourself. Right when you get off of this live, I want you to sit with yourself for 7 minutes. Put a timer on for 7 minutes. I want you to just sit with yourself and say, what is the feeling that I'm looking for when I'm doing that? Is it relief? Is it almost like when you're binging? Is it like I'm feeling love? right? Because it's like, ooh, I'm stuffing myself, I'm stuffing myself. So I feel, I'm feeling like I'm being loved. And then right when you stop stuffing yourself, you feel empty. So do you feel empty? Right? What's making you feel empty? Are you lonely? Are you feeling loneliness? Are you feeling a lack of self-love? Are you feeling worry? Are you worried about something? So you got to really sit with yourself and see, what am I looking for to feel that this food is giving me? And then there is a solution that is a healthier solution that will still give you that same feeling. Okay. Next one is, I've been healing my gut because of some things I learned from you. Awesome. Oh my God, I love that. Um, it goes way beyond working out for me. Awesome. Yeah, this is a lifestyle. This is a way of life. I mean, that's what lifestyle means, but like it's serious. It's like this makes you a better lover, a better friend, a better family member, a better coworker, a better entrepreneur, like it starts with, like, people think we live in it. Like right now, people think I'm in a car. Well, I'm actually in my body, and then my body is in the car. So I could be happy inside this car, or I could be sad, or I could be depressed, but I'm really living inside of here. So if this isn't right, I won't be able to go work out properly. I won't be able to, go on a date and be present and be excited. I won't be able to, like, you know what I'm saying? I won't be able to go and do family time because I'm actually really living here. I could be in a mansion. I could be on a yacht with my family having the best food. And if I'm depressed or going through something here, that's where you're really living. But you could be on a yacht and still be depressed. So the next one is, I usually spend a lot of time alone while I have friends. I haven't had a relationship for a while due to insecurities over being kind of fat. Okay. So that's actually really good that you know that. I've actually had that before too. Like when I was in a relationship for 3 years and I gained 30 pounds and I got really, really insecure about myself. And I could tell that it was, he was actually really, really kind, and he didn't care that I gained weight, which was really dope. But, it was me, right? So I started acting different. I started feeling uncomfortable in my body. I started not feeling, expressive and sexy and like, so yeah, when you feel kind of like not, I'll say this, I'm actually happy that you're saying that it's because you're kind of fat. I'm happy that you're saying that, because a lot of people, to be honest, would say, well, you shouldn't shame yourself. That's fat shaming. That's fat shaming. And the thing is, for yourself, if you are headed towards your best or not. And if you are concerned about yourself being fat, meaning overweight or whatever, I don't think that's a mean term. Like when I was 30 pounds overweight, I was fat. I was on the way to getting fat. I don't think I was being mean to myself. To me, I was identifying that there was some issues with my health. There was some issues with my lack of discipline. There was some issues with my sleep. There was some issues with my stress. The fat was actually an indicator of issues going. That was an alarm going off in my body saying, look, Sienna, we're struggling here. So we feel like we need to keep packing on this fat. So the number one thing is that if you're feeling nudged toward better for yourself, that's the number one thing that you are actually checked into that. Now comes the easy part, because some people can't even arrive there. They can't even arrive at that thought. So you have arrived. So now comes in the easy part, which is implementing structures and systems. That's it. You can drastically change your life in 90 days. I feel like 90 days is the magic for me. I feel like it's a magic time period. It's not too less, and it's not like years. 90 days, I mean, that's a season. Even the earth is operating at 90 days, right? The earth, Mother Earth herself, is every 90 days, we have something else going off. So we have winter. I do what I do in the winter. I do what I do in the spring. So even Mother Earth. So I feel like 90 days is a solid season to massively transform your life, because in that time period, you're going to have the ups and the downs. But as long as you're trending up in the 90 days, even if you have a drop and then you go up, in the 90-day period, you can trend up. So you're going to be going up and down, but you're trending up instead of trending like this. Now, so sometimes people give themselves like a 2-week time period. So it's little. So you might do a spike and you're like, okay, I'm good. And then all of a sudden a life situation happens and then you go down and you're like, see, I failed. You got to give yourself 90 days to make a massive transformation. You can look like a completely different human being in 90 days. You can be a completely different human in 90 days. And actually, your cells are literally, and don't quote me on this exactly, but I do know either it's your organs or like there's aspects of the cells in our body that are massively changing. Every 7 years, you're actually technically a new human being. Every 7 years. Like you don't have the same cells. Your cells are overturning, and the bad ones are going away and new ones are coming. So like literally you can actually physically be a new person. Right? You can get your hormones together. You can get your thoughts together, shut down. And now this is where you might need to do a hibernation from YouTube or Instagram or whatever. Or really massively put yourself on a timeline where it's like, okay, I only do YouTube or social media for 10 minutes a day and I got to get off. I don't care if I'm stuck in the funniest video ever. I just got to click out. But 90 days of books, implementing, executing what's in the books. Get rid of all the shit in your cupboard. Get rid of it. All the crap, all the junk. Stop putting yourself in the position of having to put yourself through torture of, oh man, should I eat the chips? Should I not? Should I eat the chips? Should I not? Why are you even doing that to yourself? Like this is going to be for someone, whether it's for someone here on live with me right now or on the replay later. Why are you buying cookies and Oreos and donuts and then staring at them and then being like, I want to be a different person, but then you're putting yourself through torture in your own home, having to contemplate if I should have a salad or a donut, a salad or a donut. Just get it out of your house. Whole foods, less processed junk. If you eat meat, I don't eat meat, but if you eat meat, clean meat, get rid of the terrible oils. Like you got to really check in. Okay. Just want to see what else is going on. I know I kind of popped off right there. Thanks for the let me see. The second biggest thing is my race. I know it shouldn't matter, but I feel like some women don't find me attractive because I'm not their preferred race. I'm at the bottom of the totem pole. I know that it shouldn't matter. There's just so much negativity on the internet depending on your race and how people insult you. I need to stop thinking about my race being why I'm not attracting women. It's more so because I'm overweight. I haven't moved out. I'm insecure. Thanks again. I've been subscribed for a year, probably after randomly finding your videos. Okay, I have some solutions for you with that. When you decide to take ownership that you are the creator of your reality, you are the creator. So if you yourself look in the mirror and say, I'm not attractive because I'm fat and I'm this race, then that is what you are going to attract to yourself. This is not woo-woo spirituality. You are literally, so for example, this is what I'm talking about. So if you think that you're fat and your race is unattractive, let's say you go out into the world and you go to the grocery store. Okay, you go to the grocery store and there's several women walking by. Okay. Now, because you're in your it's called your reticular activating system, I believe. I'm probably butchering that word, but this is actually a brain scientific thing. The reticular activating system, right? In the prefrontal cortex of your brain, because you have that as a conscious thing that you're thinking of, you are only going to filter the moments and interactions with human beings that are going to give you back what you already believe. So there could actually be someone on aisle 7 that glanced at you and was like, oh, he's kind of cute, right? But you're paying attention to the other 3 women that might have overlooked you or didn't look you in the eye. But the other woman that is actually going like this and probably admiring you, you can't see it. Your brain won't allow you to see it. So for example, if you've ever thought of like a yellow car, you're like, oh, I really want like a yellow Benz one. Like that's like my dream car, right? Yeah, I did. But, and I hope you know what I'm talking about. I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. Reticular, verticular, whatever it is. It's the activation system in your brain that makes you focus on certain things. So if you are thinking of a yellow car, all of a sudden on the road you start seeing yellow cars, and you're like, I wasn't seeing yellow cars for like the longest time, and all of a sudden I saw 7 in a row. That's your brain doing the filter. Because think about it, there's so many things. Imagine if our brain had to memorize every single thing that it saw, right? Every single license plate, every single sign, every single person walking by. Like, it's too much. So it filters out what's not important. So if you yourself think that you are fat and overweight, you are going to only allow in that experience. Okay? So what I want you to do, and I hope you're still watching, what I want you to do is literally, okay? First of all, if someone's not wanting you because of your race, it's actually protection. So if someone says, you know what, I'm just not into green men. I'm just not into green men, you know, that's actually protection, because what you want is someone that is obsessed with green men, right? So even for me, I'm half black and a half Punjabi, right? I 100%, people ask, which one do you identify with? I identify with both. Okay. I am a black woman and I'm a Punjabi woman in one body. And if there's a man that only likes white women or only likes Hispanic women, perfect. Because I'm looking for the men that love black women, that love Indian women, that are, or maybe looking for someone that likes brown skin with long curly hair, with long black curly hair and big eyes. Like, there's men that exist that think that my look is their top. Right? Now, it's not the whole planet. I don't need the whole planet. I only need one husband, right? I don't need 17,000 husbands to think I'm the most beautiful woman on the planet. I only need one. So there's one that's going to think that I'm a 10, right? So for you, there is a woman that thinks that you're a 10. And believe it or not, they've actually done studies where they put up a guy with a 6-pack and they put up a guy with kind of like a dad bod. They would, you know, soft, you know, no 6-pack, just kind of like a little bit chubby. And most women will call out this guy as the fun boy guy and this guy as the husband, because it's like they identify this guy with hardworking, determined, not all the way focused on his. Now, I would prefer like a combination of the two, which is like hard focused and wanting fitness, which, and it's not like, oh, for looks, it's like, oh, we can like live a long life together because you're going to be healthy. And like, we can like, I'm not going to push you around in a wheelchair anytime soon. That's why I would want that. But they've done studies that, so you'd be surprised. Like, if you just literally shift your mindset and say, look, I haven't found anyone yet because number one, I need to change my own mind. Number two, I then need to know and believe that there is a woman that's going to think that I'm a 10. But you got to really forget about the women. You got to get your mind right first. You got to get your own mind right first. There's no woman that's going to want, you could have a 6-pack. If you still are concerned about your race, you are only going to attract that experience in your life. So you got to start owning who you are, loving your skin, loving your eyes, loving your race. And which is interesting to me, it doesn't really matter what your race is, because I'm not going to even ask you what it is. But every single race has a partner. Whether you're black, Mexican, Chinese, everyone has I've never seen a race where it's like in the whole ethnicity, there's not people together. Like, I hope that makes sense what I'm trying to get at. It's like, there's no race on earth that like can't get a partner. So that's deleted. That's deleted. Okay. I haven't, if you know of a race that doesn't even make sense, because you literally have to have two people that get together to create the race. So like, I don't think that that even exists. So you actually are creating that yourself in your brain. Okay. So I'm just reading this really quick. So yeah, that's all I was supposed to read. I have like so many questions from that I've gathered. I've done like a little um marketing study, marketing research based on just like my own comments on all my social media platforms, and I jotted down all these, but this video is going really, really long, and I gotta get it in now. And it's starting to get hot. Okay. I'm starting to get hot in this car. The sun is just starting to like come through. So what time is it? My phone always, I gotta get a new phone, guys. See, it always does this. Ugh. Okay. I'm assuming it's about 8 o'clock, and I can't see on this phone because I'm on live. But anyways, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, tap in with me. Also too, for men and women, check out INNO SUPPS. I talk about it all the time, but check out INNO SUPPS. You get 20% off using my code EMBODY Pursuit. I'll read this last one. It says, no, definitely true. I'll try and notice when women find me attractive and not missing the signs, which happens a lot. I look forward to the next live. Yes. Do a test for yourself. Say, wake up and say, I'm the finest thing walking around. And go out, and I guarantee you there's going to be 1 or 2 women that gave you a double look longer than you usually are expecting or noticed. I guarantee it. Okay. But yes, thank you for tapping in. Also share my page with anyone that can help. I'm going hard with YouTube. I am very serious and passionate about helping people. I love seeing the light bulbs go off for people. So share my page with anybody. I'm trying to get this. My page is a very slow grind. So help your sister out. Okay. We're in this together. All right. I'm going to go ahead and go into the gym and, tap in with me later. Bye.